caught the fever, heard the tune. Thought I loved her, hung my heart on the moon, started howling, made no sense. Thought my friends would rush to my defense. In the middle, in the middle, in the middle of a dream. I lost my shirt, I pawned my ring. I've done all the dumb things. Yeah, I threw my hat into the ring. I've done all the dumb things. Oh, good advice never stops me from going through these things twice. I see the knobs out, I turn my back. I hear the train coming, I stay right on that track. In the middle.
Hey, welcome to the Unwrecked Pirate. We're live. We're on the look at that. Look at OG. What are you doing there? Complimental. Loving it, mate. That's awesome. What's going on there? Treated it like a savings account, basically.
I had a serious discussion with my wife a couple of days ago about selling one of our properties to throw it into Hex.
Well, you know what? It's a better.
I've got to say, mate. I've got to say, as much as I thought this is a good idea, the discussion didn't go for very long.
Yeah, because that's right. But because properties.
My wife goes to me, "You've lost your fucking mind. You've lost your mind."
They don't get it, mate. They don't get it. Wow. Listen to you. You're a real evangelist, Day 43. I can just imagine that. Just imagine being a fly on the wall at that conversation. That would have been hilarious.
There was all those stories about Bitcoin in the early days.
You can just imagine the way your missus looked at you. Oh, jeez. It'd be like,
she looked at me like,
I'm taking the cow down the shop, down to the market to buy some magic beads.
She looked at me like I'm a crazy person, mate. CEO, and then they go with that capital, they go buy BTC as their investment. They go and invest in BTC. So wouldn't it be great if Hex could be where people go when they're raising capital? They say, well, where are we going to put this capital? Let's go park it in Hex and stake it in Hex, for the future. Wouldn't that be a great thing, for Hex to become as well? Not just retail for you and me, but also for other projects that are needing to park it somewhere, and rather than it be BTC, it be Hex.
That will come as Hex grows and confidence grows, and the amount of value locked in the system is visible, and everyone can see that it's not going anywhere. And if you can generate reliable returns on something there's no counterparty risk in it, that's a gimme. But they'll be all over that for sure.
Yep.
But it's going to take a little bit of time before we get there. You've got to get that confidence and.
That's it. It's the Lindy effect. It's the Lindy effect. The longer Hex lives and survives, and it's the little engine that keeps chugging along, and it's doing its thing. It's doing what it's designed to do. It's exceeding what it's designed to do. I have no expectations or anything like that. Gee whiz, I'll tell you what, it's been a cracker of a journey so far. I've enjoyed it. I know everyone here, we wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't for the fact that we're involved in it, eh?
We're in the right space. We're in the crypto space, and we're in the right thing within that space. And it's a pretty happy community at the moment, I think.
You always have that issue if the computer dies or something like that. To me, that's always like a potential. But that's the thing,
like if the computer dies, then you get another computer, you put your seed words in, and you've got a new one.
Or do you have to destroy
that computer?
But hang on. Why would you Yeah, you could do that, all right. Or you could just get a hardware wallet, mate. They're not that expensive.
But you potentially got the same problem with the hardware wallet.
I don't think you do. No, because you're signing transactions offline, mate.
Okay.
So
I don't
understand
it fully, but as I kind of delve into it more, it's party time, Ryan. Hey, where is he? In the back of the taxi in Colombia. Hey, Ryan, how you going, mate?
Look at these boys.
What are you doing? Around the town.
Probably not a good time to get you to explain your spreadsheet for us, mate. You want to talk about this, mate? You're in charge of this.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
We came out here to some kind of fireworks show. And it's just shutting down now, and the cops are shutting it down. Not sure if you guys could hear, but there's some kind of fireworks show that they do. I'm here in Medellin, and I don't know. I guess they do it just to kind of celebrate this month. Not sure if you guys can hear me or not.
Yeah, totally.
What
are they celebrating? What are they celebrating?
I guess they celebrate this month, December 1st.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds like screaming girls chasing you with throwing their knickers at you. Hey?
No, it's like
what's going on there?
It's like up on the hill. It's like way up on the hill. So we had to take a taxi up here. And as soon as we got here, it's kind of ending though. And they were like fireworks of the whole city. We saw the end, but now it's kind of and it's drizzling a little bit now, so it's just kind of winding down. But yeah, I figured I would just pop in and just kind of say hi. Just out here with my Brandon. This is the taxi driver guy.
Hey,
Hello.
yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo
Live
estás?
streaming around the world. Hey, how's it going, boys? Welcome aboard.
La buena
Sí, estamos los kangaroos.
We can't wait to get there. We can't wait to get over there, mate. We just cannot wait. We cannot wait till we all get.
Yeah.
We have a big get together, mate. Yep.
Yeah. You guys are more than welcome to visit if you're ever down in Colombia, or if you ever want to come to Colombia, let me know.
Yeah, no worries. We just wait for one of these.
Sure.
A few of these to come along. We'll be there,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
Yeah. So I figured I would just pop in and say. So I don't want to disturb the stream too much here. So I'll go ahead and sign off now. But
Yeah,
just
good,
wanted
mate.
to pop in
Appreciate that, mate.
and say, hey, what's going on?
like-
So,
Ciao.
Good to see you.
so-
Get into it, mate. Having a good time.
Prima di
All right, buddy.
dicembre.
Yep.
See ya.
All right. See you, buddy.
Yep.
Adios.
I'll have that.
Clogging up, they're clogging up the roads, causing the house prices. We talk about the Bunnings sausage incident or not? Was that in the private chat? Was that in
I think that was in the private chat.
Private chat.
Probably should stay there.
Sammy's
So I
a
saw-
mean master. Sammy's a mean
So
master.
you guys are exporting cane toads, but all the Victorians are hopping up the border up your way, aren't they?
Some of the numbers I've heard is something like, because Victoria's such a basket case with the COVID and everything, they're all getting out, like 8 or 9,000 since January. We're in March, a couple of months.
Yeah, I did hear that. Well,
So-
it makes sense. Like if you lock people inside for 6 months, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out.
You should be happy, Unwrecked. The Victorians are going to come up and prop up your economy, mate, with all their money.
Oh, turn it up. Maybe. Hey, we got the Olympics. That way we're going to be on the international stage. I don't know if I'm really happy about that, but
That's real. Right,
apparently Brisbane got
Brisbane-
the 2032 Olympic Games.
is that right?
There you go.
I don't watch news, mainstream news. So I don't.
Hasn't been really publicised, has it? They didn't ask me if they could have it. Wasn't happy.
well, by then, like if you have a 10-year stake, it might have come out by then, and you might be an influential character. They might have to start listening to what you have to say.
Well,
You could be mayor by then.
You can
Yeah,
be something.
Unwrecked torchbearer.
I think if we're being honest, we need to admit that institutional interest at the moment is focused towards Bitcoin.
That's
It
true.
does have the it
Well,
does
yeah,
have
that's pretty obvious.
the highest. So how things play out in the future, obviously that's unknown. But yeah, I think we just need to. I love Hex, and I think it is superior in a lot of ways that matter. That's the thing that Richard keeps pitching, is that you need to look at, are you a whale? Do you need the liquidity that allows you to buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin and not move the price too much? Probably not. So for people who aren't in that position, then you don't give it about liquidity. He's been through that. But I think we just need to, I think if at this point, if Bitcoin was to fail, the entire crypto space would be damaged.
I disagree. I disagree. I don't think.
Hold on.
think
Can I interject here?
Yeah,
Why
go ahead.
are you being so draconian about it? It's very simple. It's not a matter of what has better name recognition or not, right? Like it's a simple, what's a better investment and what's not, right? And at this present point in time, Bitcoin has just merely been around longer. It was just a first mover, so it has the first mover advantage. And that's simply all it is. The other day, Michael Saylor sent out a tweet, or was it Pomp, one of those clowns, stating that they had just bought 931 Bitcoin, right? And Richard Hart replied, and I hadn't seen it because I don't follow any of these clowns because they're not talking about anything. This is what you have to understand. It's just like Hexmax was saying. There's a narrative that's pushing, and there's reality, right? And understanding the difference between the two is what makes you a good investor and what doesn't. So just because you're succumbing to some narrative doesn't mean anything. All that's doing is it's pushing you in one direction versus another. It doesn't actually make it true, and it doesn't make it so. What makes things true is what happens over time, right? This is why people that didn't buy Netflix or didn't buy Amazon are fucking mad, because they didn't understand, right? And that's the problem. Just because people don't understand doesn't mean that we're wrong. It means that they're wrong. And time will dictate that. It will show that. And this chart, like when I show the first chart where you see that logarithmic curve, that's exactly what that chart is letting you know. You're buying, anytime you're buying Hex and you're staking it, you're buying this curve, period. That's a fact. When you're buying Bitcoin, you're buying this. And really what you're buying is whatever the market decides it to be, because it doesn't have a value proposition. And that's why Hex is just superior. Just because the world doesn't know it doesn't mean anything. That's what a first mover's advantage is. That's why you take advantage of that. So you can't necessarily lay it out in that fashion. It doesn't really make sense, right? Because what you're saying is, well, let's be a little cautious here because Bitcoin has a better name, bigger brand, yada, yada. No. What you should be thinking and saying is, hold on, everybody's fucking asleep at the wheel. That means take full advantage. And that's the reality, right? Because the narrative that's pushed by media is always the incorrect one. It's always the one that's going to set you up for failure. So it's very important to understand that anytime you talk about Bitcoin, because what's happening now is exactly just like you said. The institutions are stepping in, but why? Because they're motherfucking scared, brother. That's why. Their
I agree
power is
100% with you
dwindling.
that there are.
Yeah.
But my little play thing is this QuickSwap liquidity mining, and it's proven to be pretty profitable so far.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yep. Checks up.
The Hex team, they're always ahead of the curve. We're early adopters in terms of new things coming out. So yeah, the QuickSwap thing's been really good. It's been good for Hex, the community, but I think that's a taste of how Ethereum will be again once we get a few of these layer 2 things in place. So don't be afraid to get in and get your stakes in and all that sort of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're happy to be on this journey with all you guys. We're looking forward to the future. It's going to be an awesome future. If you're in Hex, all the Hexagon, the community, everyone is second to none. And we'll see you all next time. And thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with Richard Hart is a different story because
yeah. Just stream for as long as possible.
Yeah, because
on my streams, I find I want to do short streams and just quickly burn through everything, just do the TA and a couple of other things, and then I end up streaming for way longer than I'm planning because people start chatting about things in the comments.
Definitely, but I mean, look, it's not hard. It's an easy sell because Hex is really that good. I mean, it's got the best game theory as far as, in my opinion, it's. And I look at you, and I've been here 5 minutes, but you know, look, I think it's the best crypto. I'm happy to be proven wrong. It's possible that we're wrong, but I don't think we are.
Yes. I noticed there was a comment in here by Richard Hart. Was that the real Richard Hart?
It was a real Richard Hart.
Yes. Richard Hart. Whoa.
I can't see that. I can't see the comments.
Mine is over on the right side.
Because I'm on my mobile. So.
It's because you are on the mobile.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, not to buff Richard Hart too hard, but I have been really impressed with everything that he's done. And one of the other things that's outside of Hex that he's improved for me is accuracy of language. After watching his videos, and I've also read a fair portion of certain sections of the Sci-Fi book, which he actually sent me the edited version. You can contact him and get that re-edited version, which I haven't dived into yet. I want to soon. I really became passionate about this accuracy of language, not being accurate and unambiguous with the way that you say things. It just makes your interactions with other human beings superior because there's no.
And it's so correct. And it's so true. It's so true. And that goes to the human behavior aspects. I mean, when I worked in the mines and safety and things like that, and it's just so many industry acronyms, right? Everything's a JSA or JHA or PPE. You're missing the opportunity to say, hey, it's personal protective equipment. You know, it goes in your ear and it comes out your mouth and in your own ear when you say the actual true terminology. So that's what we say. Like a lot of the stuff with the Hex, like the APY, was annual percentalized yield, and as you say, the correct language and the correct technical speak is very important for that communication and for that conversation. I agree with
it all yourself with the smart contract. It really is revolutionary. It's amazing. It's something new that's never existed before. And there are some detractors out there, but those people have no idea what they're talking about. They really have no idea what they're talking about. You know, because this is something new. This is something it's decentralized finance. It's a new era. It's a new era. Like we've had 10 years of blockchain and crypto, and in that time, what have you been able to do? You've been able to like acquire some tokens. You hold them in your, you've got the private keys. You hold those tokens, and then you can sell them. But they don't by just holding them. They don't nothing happens. So what Hex has done, it's addressed this need to be able to lock up your coins and get interest on what you're locking up. It's unreal, mate. I love it. I say it every week. It's the best thing since sliced bread. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and nothing even comes close to it. There are other things out there, but nothing comes close to it in terms of the game theory, and just the fact that it's just you and the contract, and there's no counterparty risk. I love it.
And I would say, and just to add to that, and you're absolutely right, and I'm 100% agree with what you just said. Hex.com is the most honest, or Hex is the most honest crypto in the world, without a doubt. So let's bring up, I just want to highlight an article. So there was an interview. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but there was an article with Plant Holt, someone, and Taylor Kennedy has written an article.
Yeah, I read that.
Did you read that? So just to extend on what
was that today?
43 was saying. Let's just have a look at this. So we're honest about design, intention, performance, volatility, right on the homepage, counterparty risk, everything. We stick it right there, and then people attack and yell scam, and like, really, it's a scam? Well, why are we more secure than Bitcoin, and why is everything failing around us while we're doing great? And why is our price performance superior? And why do we have superior features? Why do we have superior community? And why? And just go through the list of things. Like, listen, guys, I know you want to stick your head in the sand, and that works fine normally. A lot of scams out there, I understand. But every time, every once in a while, a truly innovative product comes along, and it tends to come from somebody like me, a winner who's been kicking ass his whole life. Well, there you go. I can relate to that because I kick ass wherever I go. But that's Richard Hart's words. the Hex chart just before, and I mean, mate, I've been really impressed with your stuff, but I won't. I'll drop myself off the back end because I can shut up and listen to you guys, and I'll just get on the switches and slap the bitches, and you boys can have at it. All right?
You guys tangent just before. I was going to say tangent before you leave that one. If you're after a bit more confluence, do that. Grab your line from your top of your ascending wedge down to the base of it, and just from where it starts, not the apex, the other end.
Oh, so you want to know what this is?
No. So zoom out a little bit so we can see the full ascending wedge. Ascending triangle, sorry, and at the back end where it starts, do a line from the top of the ascending wedge.
From here?
Yep, down to the base. So just take a line. Yep, just grab a line and draw that.
Oh, you just want to know the depth of it? This?
Yeah, and then move that up to the breakout point.
Yeah, so it's changing. So basically, this was another one of the things that lines up. Obviously, the line looks like it's changing length because I'm on a log scale, but that's actually the same length. And look at that; that actually goes perfectly to the top of the channel as well. So, and if we do something similar with this cup and handle, I don't think it goes straight to the same place, but actually, that's where we are now, or where we were. but yeah, it's all looking really good. Did you guys want me to pull over to the Hex ETH chart? So, a comment that I wanted to make, we're allowed to swear on here, right? Is that Bitcoin and ETH have just been cock teasing. They have just been absolutely cock teasing. It is look like Bitcoin and ETH. I've been expecting them to be at significantly higher prices.
Can come on and show their faces and feel comfortable, and then maybe we can blossom that into more streams where there's tons of streams. That was my vision for Discord Syndicate, was to have other streams blossom from it, and where Hex was 24/7. And guess where we are today, guys? We got fucking streams going on almost 24/7. With Yash Deep and Ryan and you guys Unwrecked. I mean, you guys are all doing streams now, and there's more of them. There's more than just us, and that is going to be attractive because no other crypto has that. No other crypto hasn't. Crypto hasn't had that yet. It hasn't had 24-hour streams with a warm, welcoming community. I mean, we give people shit that come in and fight us. Don't fuck with us. Don't mistake our kindness for weakness. That's for goddamn sure. You know what I'm saying? We're not weak, but we are kind and we are helpful and we will, reach out. But if you fuck with us, we're going to come at you with the horns and we're going to let you know how we feel about you if you're really there to try and do harm or fight our project or talk ill about Hex or talk ignorantly about Hex. We don't put up with that shit because we've had enough of it. And crypto deserves Hex. It doesn't deserve you guys and your FUD and all your bullshit. So I'm really proud of all of you guys here, of all the Hex community. This next few days is going to prove that. Our 24-hour stream, big payday, the AA ending, all this stuff happen is going to be what we said the fuck it was going to be, which is watch what happens. Watch us go to a penny. Watch us grow this thing. Watch us kick the fucking, dumpers out. Watch us show you how to go long on something. Don't short Hex. Watch what you need to do. It's a long game. We're going to prove to them after this week is over, we're going to all be able to dust ourselves off and go, fuck yeah, we're here. We did it. And you can all be proud of that because you guys helped do it, So that's what
We'll see.
Hoorah.
Yeah, I think pretty hard to top that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, we have built a really good global community, and they're all real faces out there. They're honest people getting up and saying their bit because they believe in what it's all about. We wear the badge of being a cult pretty proudly, I think. Yeah,
you see,
I've been around long enough in crypto and haven't really wanted to get this involved in any other project. So I think when you see the brains in the chat rooms and the people that you're surrounded with, it makes everyone want to come forward and say their piece, I think.
Wheel out the Pirate King.
I can't wait.
And all the girls around him.
Really enjoy.
He'll be in his element. He'll be in his element with his crew. He likes it.
Yeah.
But make sure you ask him about the dick pic, Sammy. I think that's a bit beneath him, but you might get a cheek. You might get a bit of a gag out of it. You might get a joke or I don't know, because I heard that those late show girls talk about dick pics in the green room.
Oh, do you? Well, they talked about it on stream, didn't they?
There's a rumor. Well, you know what girls are like around here. I'll tell you what.
Have you ever sent a dick pic to anyone?
I haven't personally. No, it's not my go. But some girls have showed me guys send them dick pics,
right?
And I want to throw up when I see it, and I'm like, who would do that? Not me. But yeah, I certainly appreciate.
I noticed that we're streaming at a different time. Obviously, the big dog was doing a live stream today. I started watching it, and one of my 13-year-old kid has got a big attitude. He comes out and he goes, because I've been using like crypto terms, and I said, and he comes out and goes, who's this tard? And I'm like, I said, I'd like to see you say that to his face. You bugger.
Yeah. Hey, Unwrecked. It's episode 43, mate. Episode 43. That's amazing. I didn't think we'd get this. I didn't think we'd get this far in.
No, that's it. It was a science experiment. We just thought we'd have a crack, and look, here we are, 43 episodes later. You and me as a gun team, and we're going all right. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
We're on this journey, and it's a wonderful. We're going to look at the journey of Hex and what brought us together, and with the friendships and associations that we formed. We've got some guests tonight as well, just as special guests. I'll bring up our regular guys. We've got Blue Bum, we've got Jexar. Hey, how you going, boys? Welcome to the episode 43. And who else we got? I've got Hex TA, and we've got Hex Mac as well. TA's joined us, mate. It's Rumble in the Jungle time.
Hey,
go,
mate.
Tangent.
Hello.
Long time. Mate.
Long time, exciting times.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Am I the only one wearing a Hex t-shirt today?
Looks like it.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, we've got a 5555 on there. Nice.
Yeah, I helped design this shirt for the Hexicans.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Where can I get one of those?
Crypto Styles on Twitter. I'll send you a link.
He wasn't showing you the shirt then. He was just flexing his guns.
Awesome. Good to see everyone. What's happening, boys?
This is a full house, isn't it? You'll get other people contribute to that spreadsheet as well. And,
yeah, it's Duck Down.
Who's the name of the guy?
He's an admin. He's an admin in the Hex Pro group, actually.
Wow, there you go.
Which I think means the tree.
Okay. Yeah, there's some really smart guys in that particular chat. I've been into the Hex Pro chat since for ages. So yeah. And that's, look who we got. We got a guest. JFK 666.
Hey.
How are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Good. About to go to work, so I've only got about 10 minutes. But thank you for the invite.
Well, thanks for dressing up to come on our stream, mate. We really appreciate it.
I won't stand up for you. I'm about to
You definitely were in a hurry, weren't you? You couldn't even get clothes on.
Well, place advertised.
So what's going to happen, JFK? We saw you on I think that would be very interesting. If you could, with ownership of like the encapsulated stakes and ownership being able to be may potentially transferred within a contract and being held while, and if it doesn't get paid back, then it gets released to some, there's interesting things that could potentially be built on top. And I think there's a lot of potential for the future that has maybe some of the devs are thinking about this sort of stuff, but you sort of need that encapsulation part of it sorted. That needs to be really just,
Yeah, and I don't think we need to be in a massive hurry for that either, because how simple Hex is at the moment, I actually really like. Because I'm seeing other projects bolt all this other shit on, and to me, it leaves more room for manipulation, exploits, just a lot of things that they've got to then try and control in this ecosystem. They don't know, adding one thing over here, what it does over here. So I actually like about Hex, it is very simple. It's just doing what it's designed to do now, and all this other stuff going to come. But I'm actually not in a massive hurry for it to get here, to be honest. I like the fact that people like it.
It's interesting. I was listening to the Crypto Sparble.
And then we'll go Blue Bum. How's that for a question?
I thought you were just going to throw me under the bus. Yeah, no, look. Yeah,
no, we share the wall of shame equally on the stream.
I wish I knew. I know the way I'm playing the game, but there's obviously a contingent of people that are just degenerate traders, and they're going to play their game. There's obviously a lot of funds that are being unstaked straight after big payday. I would like to think that a fair portion of those funds that are being unstaked are held by people that probably have longer term interests in the project anyway. So yeah, it's a big amount coming out, but the likelihood of it all getting dumped, I don't think it's as big as what everyone might expect. I mean, I've got stakes coming out around that time, and I think I discussed this last time I was on. I won't be ditching everything I own, so I'll be looking to put it back into the machine and stake it out further and get the shares and things like that. So I think there'll be a lot of people in that boat. Obviously, there's going to be traders that just want to trade. So anyone that I've been working with, I've just said expect some volatility. Just buckle up, go for the ride, because you're not going to be able to control it. As long as you've got your eyes on the prize for the longer game, doesn't really matter what happens over the course of the next 2 weeks. Once it all washes out, that's when we get into what this project is, which is just vanilla term deposit. Just
long-term hold.
Yep.
That's boring. Exactly right. It's going to be a boring product, isn't it? It's going to be boring.
Yeah, like most people are.
Are you kidding?
They're used to doing something with their bag, and they're going to do something with it, trade it, do whatever they need. This is just lock it away.
What do you think about the guys?
A boring financial product, but a boring financial product with the bonus of penalties of other people not keeping their commitments flowing into your interest. That's so that's going to be the most exciting thing. I think that's going to be the most exciting thing. But that stake, for example, that went out 15 years, that is a reason to stake after that guy, isn't it? There's a reason there to stake after that guy.
Yep, and we may still see a lot of people leaving to the very last minute to push out big stakes, because I know there's some game theory benefits to that, locking in the best share price, but locking in the maximum amount of shares. Yeah, so there may still be more to come. Cutting them very fine, but hey.
Well, there's a lot of liquid Hex, and that's the thing that terrifies me, is that they could just and you remember in the early days of the adoption amplifier, where you were like, you'd go in with your ETH and you just watch your Hex, you just watch how much you would get drained by the fact that like a Dutch auction.
That was terrible when you were getting 1 million Hex for your ETH, wasn't it?
Don't worry about that. Yeah, but
when I get rich, I'm going to fucking strippers. In LA, when I go to LA, when we have a Hex conference, I'm going to strippers.
Yeah, it's not like it's not. I mean, unless you go down to Sydney or something like that, it's not up here. It's really tame. Like it's not like it's just entertainment.
That's fucking boring. It's boring as batshit.
Yeah, but you guys can go to which suburb is it? In Brisbane. What's it called? Where's your red light district?
We don't have a red light.
You do. It's called. Oh no, not red.
Oh jeez, we have to wind this stream up.
What's something valley? Something valley. In what is it? What valley is it? What's something valley? Fortitude Valley.
Yeah.
In Brisbane. Yeah, that's where all the shippers. Because when I was younger, this woman wanted me to take me and work when I was living in Brisbane with my father. She wanted me to come and work as a stripper in Fortitude Valley. And I said, no, thanks, get fucked. Look, I want to do bigger and better things. But, that was like the red light district in Brisbane back then. I don't know if it still is. And then in Sydney, you got King's Cross. Melbourne, you got St Kilda.
St Kilda? That's strippers in St Kilda.
Man, for the
King Street.
Yeah, for the strippers, but not for like your prostitutes and all that shit. That's always been St Kilda, red light district.
Yeah, it's actually most of them down the road from that.
But I mean,
you don't see them anymore. You don't see them hanging out there.
Yeah, I went a few years before I had kids. So this is talking 15 years ago. It goes so fast. But I remember me and my girlfriends going for a drive down St Kilda on a Friday night, and you see them on the corner, girls and guys, looking for a route.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
But even when I went to Germany, I went overseas, went to Europe with my uncle, and we drove around to Italy, Amsterdam. But yeah, even their strippers hang out on the highways. They're prostitutes, so you'd see them like all the time. You're like, what the fuck? It's really different over there.
Yeah.
But if guys love it, guys love it. It's whatever makes you happy, really. If you like being a married man, well, be a married man. If you like strippers and prostitutes, enjoy them. It's whatever. Each into their own, really.
And like I think just for the international audience, in Australia, prostitution is not illegal. And it is illegal in a lot of places. Like I think in the US, there's places that prostitution is illegal. In Australia, it's not. It's regulated, but it's not illegal.
Anyway, I won't go into detail, but you guys get the idea.
No, sorry, I just wanted to clarify. When I said DeFi, I actually meant that. I didn't mean all the other dumb coins.
Real DeFi.
That's
You take the
benchmark,
pound,
isn't
no
it?
joke.
That is the benchmark.
Yeah. So basically, in my opinion, Hex is one of I'm in a DeFi chat group that is focused on DeFi, and I asked the question in there. I said, how many projects do you? Everyone free to answer. How many projects do you believe are true DeFi with no admin keys? None of the like that are audited, scams, all of that sort of thing. Like listed the things I said these are things that I think are important for a DeFi product. How many projects are there? And people correctly answered that everyone in there, most people in there were saying there are only basically a handful at most. And while they didn't list Hex, they listed other ones that I do agree with, like Uniswap and a couple of like things that are fairly legit. Everything else is
oracles, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Richard on oracles. I think I identified that before I ever heard Richard say it, that anytime a blockchain touches the real world, it's wrecked. It's immediately wrecked.
Yeah.
You need to stay within the digital realm.
Yeah, totally agree. And there's, I know there's a few other new projects coming out that are trying to solve it, but
And I think my most likely estimate will be somewhere between that, where it will be 3 or 4. But I think that's a reasonable range that gives a level of a conservative range to say this bull market that we're entering into. That's why I'm long-term bullish on crypto in general, long and medium-term bullish on Bitcoin, ETH, and Hex. So, and that will not change for a long time. So really, when I'm doing my TA, it's really to decide whether just the short term, because on medium and long, it's always bull. But obviously, that maybe should factor into people's staking decisions, because if you were say staking for 6 years, you're almost certainly going to be ending that stake in a bear market. And even though Hex is one of the most quality projects, true DeFi, you guys know the spiel. You've listened to Richard Hart. It really has aspects that smoke other cryptocurrency projects. It will not be immune to fully. It might survive bear markets better, but it will not be completely immune to bear markets. Like, it will still have an impact. People need to be aware of that. So perhaps having at least one stake ending during the bull market rather than having them all post bull, so that just psychologically you're not seeing the value of your stakes crack, and obviously then that temptation to emergency end stake becomes higher. So
I'm going to throw this idea out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anrek, I'm going to throw this idea out there. Because I've been thinking about this, and what causes the bear market to happen is when people start getting out, start taking profits at the top, and then it's this snowball effect. But the question is this, and because something like Hex has never existed before, it's a new paradigm, and I just wonder whether the fact that there's the only supply that exists are the end stakes. Well, it's not the only supply that exists, but the only supply based on the evidence that we have that would sell are the end stakes. And I just wonder, when you go into a bear market, like, I wonder how much that's going to affect. And if in fact Hex is not dropping, or is just staying stable, whether that will draw the people who are invested in the other cryptos into Hex. They go, well, these ones are obviously going down, but Hex seems to be pretty resilient in the face of this bear market, and that draws people in. I just wonder whether whether that would just be some like tipping point of the rest of the crypto market just going, holy shit, and then just tipping into Hex. And then just like, for example, didn't EOS pump in the bear market?
I don't recall. Something that I've been really, really excited about is that Hex has appeared to be almost negatively correlated. If you look, Hex was pumping everything during the bear market. Then when everything else started pumping, Hex was going down, and then when everything else started crashing, Hex was going up. So that in itself could be incredible for institutional investment. But one of the things I've been pushing on my channel recently is one of the most dangerous sentences in any market is, this time it's different. This time it's different.
Yo ho ho! All hands ahoy! Welcome to the Hex Late Show. How's all going out there? We've got a cracker lined up. We've got middle class worker man here tonight. We're going to be doing some. We've got a bit of a cracker show lined up. We're going to be doing some technical analysis, some fundamental analysis, some macro. We're going to be rolling our sleeves up and getting right in. Middle class worker man's our resident TA guy, and he's got a background in IT and swing trading, so he knows his stuff around the grounds, and he's been busy with family and new job and things like that. So we haven't seen him for a while. I know he's made an appearance on the Discord syndicate as well. How you going there, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, real good, real good. Hey, we've got the best in the West coming in. We've got Jexa J. He's an expert in cryptocurrencies, also hardware wallet, etc. Security-wise, he's got his own website called HexSafe, helping people, providing free resources to new people getting into Hex for the first time. We are an outbound message service, so to speak, on this show, and we want to get the word out about what we think is the best crypto, a revolutionary product. There's been nothing like it in the world. So I'll bring up Jexa J as well. How you going, mate?
Hey guys, what a day it's been, eh?
Crack of a day. Got my green hat, got my green hat, my green tie.
It's been beautiful. Great to watch. It's been a long time coming, so really good for everyone that's been in the space for any length of time. Awesome.
Yeah, right. And as I said, we've got the best in the West. I think we've also got Hex TA, which is got his yellow hat. How you going there, mate?
Hello. I decided to get the hat that matches the Hex logo as much as I could. I didn't have any of these other colours over here, so yellow it is.
As long as you've got your the Hex cup there, so
Yes,
we can drink off the tears of haters.
we drink the tears of haters. Delicious.
Nice to meet you too, Hex TA. We haven't been on stream.
Hey guys, hello.
They're clogging up the roads, causing the house prices. We talk about the Bunnings sausage incident or not? Was that in the private chat?
I was in the private chat. Probably should stay there.
Sammy's a mean master.
So you guys are exporting cane toads, but all the Victorians are hopping up the border up your way, aren't they?
Some of the numbers I've heard is something like, because Victoria's such a basket case with the COVID and everything, they're all getting out, like 8 or 9,000 since January, where we March, a couple of months.
Yeah, I did hear that. Well, it makes sense. Like if you lock people inside for 6 months, like
yeah,
get out.
You should be happy, Unwrecked. The Victorians are going to come up and prop up your economy, mate, with all their money.
Oh, turn it up. Maybe. Hey, we got the Olympics. We're going to be on the international stage. I don't know if I'm really happy about that, but
that's real.
Brisbane got the 2032 Olympic Games.
Is that right?
There you go.
I don't watch news, mainstream news. So I don't.
Hasn't been really publicised, has it? They didn't ask me if they could have it. Wasn't happy.
Well, by then, like if you have a 10-year stake, it might have come out by then, and you might be an influential character. They might have to start listening to what you have to say.
Well,
you could be mayor by then.
You could be
Unwrecked torchbearer.
Hang on, OJ, you
Fucking money. Hex is doing everything fucking right. Give it the respect it deserves.
Oh, welcome to the Hex Late Show. We're back for another episode. We're live. Day 43, OG. How you going, mate? Happy Australia Day.
Happy Australia Day.
Everyone around it?
What's happening, mate? What's happening?
Oh, millions. It's all happening, mate. Everything and nothing.
You've got the coloured zinc going, like the true Australian.
That's it. Red Ride Blue. Got my cattleman hat on. You know what they say, big hat, no cattle.
That's the first time I ever heard it, mate. But yeah.
Okay.
Do you reckon is it the equivalent of when you're in like primary school and if you like a girl, you'll go and you'll just pull her ponytail? Is that what kind of the more
what the
I
don't get it. I don't get it, mate. You're talking to the wrong bloke. That's
I don't get it either.
I don't need to.
I can't ever imagine that would impress anyone. So why would you do it? Like, well, you want to
I find it.
Hey, can we say something remotely intelligent so that Brendan doesn't think that we're absolute
morons,
retards here?